Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this video I'm going to be doing some quick match games. So in this season what I've decided to do is that I'm going to play a bit more quick match. I haven't played much quick match over the last few seasons, and especially last season because I did take a 6-week break. I still did the YouTube videos from pre-recorded videos, but I did actually take a 6-week break from about mid-March to the start of May. So I didn't really get to play much quick match at all last season. But this season I'm going to play a little bit more, and so far what I've done is I've played 28 games this season, and what I'm going to show you now is I'm just going to show you the best ranked players that I've played this season. So you're going to see the 4 best players I've played so far. And what happens in quick match though is when you start you're unranked, so you can play, actually in the first 3 matches you can play anyone, and then there's sort of like a rough matchmaking system, which it doesn't always work to be fair, but you have a rough matchmaking system, and as your rank gets better you're more likely to play better players. So when players haven't played many games, you will see that they have a very good win ratio, if they're good players that of course. And this first person I'm going to be playing is ranked in the 40s usually, and I'm just saying what they're ranked currently, it might change over time of course, so I'm just going to give you the rough current ranks of the players as well. So this is on Keep Off the Grass, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing sort of like that pillbox crawl, and that's going to really hammer his infantry, and it's just about keeping up the pillboxes, building fast. You can see him doing a silo crawl, so he's going to be building his own pillboxes, so I do need to be careful, and you can see the infantry are coming in, and I'm going to lose one of those pillboxes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go around the back, and I'm going to try and get, and I've done a little bit of a mistake there, you see some of them went the wrong way around the trees, and you can see he's got infantry to defend there, because what I was trying to do is I wanted to go for that ore refinery, and I did a bit of a mess up with that because I was too focused on repairing the pillboxes. So a few mistakes there unfortunately, so not a great start to this game. What I'm trying to do is now I'm trying to build a war factory, because if I can get some tanks out I'll have like a big advantage, but the key is trying to survive that time, and that rocket trooper there destroying one of those pillboxes, because rocket troopers have great range and they can do a lot of damage to structures. Now that I've built the war factory, I can go back to the pillboxes on the front line. Although he's had a bit of a chance to build a bit of a stronghold there, I'm going to need to send these infantry north, because there's 4 infantry guys there and I don't want them running into my base and destroying it. And now Cyan getting the upper hand in the middle of the map, and this is really, really important that I keep this hold here, because I need my ore truck there to start collecting those, keep collecting those gems. So now sending my light tanks in. We've got lots of pillboxes, and light tanks actually I'm just thinking was a bad choice here, because light tanks are very weak against turret, like any sort of defences, because they have very low HP. But now we're going for that ore truck, and it looks like it's going to go down, and it does, and that's disaster for Cyan, because that obviously you lose the ore truck, it's going to be very hard to build back up, and the question is, does he have enough funds in the resources in order to build another ore refinery? It doesn't look like he's actually building one, he's just built another pillbox. So the question is, does he have enough to take my base, or does he have another ore refinery or truck hidden somewhere? We'll have to wait and find out. But the infantry are now coming forwards. I've got lots of infantry waiting back. I'm also building another ore refinery, just in case he manages to get that one down. I just want it to be all built. There's no way I'm going to be able to mine those gems. And now we see those infantry going up the north. So I'm going to need to build some more infantry in the north part. Although I don't have any funds at the moment, unfortunately, so I'm going to just try and send my light tank in. But now he's pressing X to scatter his infantry, and it's going to make it very hard to squash them. But I've just got another ore refinery down for safety. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to keep on building tanks. I'm going to just sell that because I'm going to get an extra power plant just so I don't have a slow building speed, and sell my construction yard, and that'll give me some funds to build some more light tanks, and then I'm going to be able to rush into his base. But that infantry mass at the top is quite big. The question is he going to be able to do some more damage? Is he going to be able to get that down? And it does look like that's definitely going to go down. I still have one power plant left though. Thankfully I did build it before he managed to get there, and now we can see that those infantry are in very low numbers. And am I going to be able to take these out? It does look like that's going to be the case. And yeah, he's just tapped out because he knows there's no way he's going to be able to come back from that. So that first game was won when I managed to get the truck kill because he wasn't able to rebuild. Now this second game is against a person called Lucas, and I must say that he can be ranked anywhere between in the top 50 to out of the top 100, and the reason is he quits loads of games. When a map is selected that he doesn't like, he just quits, and that just obviously loses him points, and it really harms his rank. So he could be top 50 out of the top 100, but like his real rank obviously will be in the top 50. And now we can see he's moved his base a bit closer to me. I've got some infantry on his base at the moment, but now we build another barracks a bit further away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go for that power plant and try and take it out, and there we managed to do that. And the thing is, we're just trying to slow his building speed down, but now he's got a flame tower out, and that's going to wreak havoc on my infantry, and a lot of them die in there. He's also sending infantry down the side, and now he's trying to destroy my power plant. I've got some infantry firing on his construction yard, but he's also managed to get my power plant down as well. And I've just built my ore refinery quite far back, and the reason for that is that I'm going to want to just keep it safe, so it's not in the fire of the flame towers. And now you can see I'm not in a good position at all. He's got the flame tower on that barracks. I'm going to need to rebuild that power plant. So I'm going to rebuild it there, and I'm going to try and build some pillboxes. Another flame tower comes out, and it destroys a lot of my infantry, and I'm in a real bad situation at the moment. I'm building some pillboxes because they do great damage against infantry. The big problem is I don't have a barracks, and I'm just trying to squash those infantry with my ore truck, and it's not going great at all, really. And now he's going for my ore refinery, and that now he's caught my power plant, and that's going to be pretty much, I think, good game, because you can see how slow it builds when you have no power. And although I've got some pillboxes there, the thing is he's going to be able to build another flame tower, and now he's on my ore refinery. We're going to still try, because we might be able to. What we're going to try and do is build turrets, because they're strong against thingies, but again, he's managed to get that power plant, and although turrets are good against those flame towers, once he gets that, if he gets that power plant down, it will be a good game. But it's managed to survive almost. What we need to check now is, does he have an ore refinery or not? Because I don't have an ore refinery, but if he has one, then it is over. Because he'll just be able to keep on building, and I won't be able to do anything. And those infantry going in on my base, trying to destroy my turrets, I'm just going to try and squash them with my ore truck. He's got another flame tower out, and we'll have just a look up the map, and I think you can see there's an ore truck, so that is game over. So I'm just going to have to sell up here, because there's no way I can win this. And that's one of my big weaknesses, actually, is these base crawls against Soviets. I just do really, really badly against them. And really annoyingly, the next game was exactly the same. I got on the same map, and this is actually the third game I played against him. So on the I got on the same map against him again, and it was also a base crawl again. And now this is the third game I played against him, and this time, what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to guess which position he's going to go, because what you can do is you can go across the top, or you can go downwards. Each leads you to a gem patch, but what I need to do is I need to guess which gem patch, I need to guess which gem patch he's not going to go to, and try and go to that one. And it looks like this time I've managed to do it. So I've managed to pick the patch that he's not going to go to. So this is going to be a bit of a different game. This is when you're playing allies on this map and you don't have to do a base crawl against a Soviet opponent. But I guess it's a 50-50 chance of you having to do that. And now I'm getting my infantry out. I'm just starting to get them into defensive positions. You can see some blue scouts, well, cyan scouts trying to get into my base. But now I'm just getting my infantry there to defend. And I've got my ore refinery out. That's a decent position there. And now I'm going to get my ore silo out and start building my war factories. Because I think one of the big advantages for allies on this map is that light tanks are very quick to produce. And they do usually win against Soviets. And that's why Soviets try and go for the base crawl. Because that sort of like gives them a slight advantage in those situations. With allies, what you want to do is you want to play the tank game. And now those infantry going in, we'll have to see what Cyan can do. He's got some bombermen there, but we're starting to take some infantry from the other side. And it looks like those bombermen are going to be wiped out. I did build a few more infantry than I usually would. And that's because you do need to defend against infantry if you're playing against the Soviets. We'll have to see what he decides to do now. We can see a bit of his base. We've got a little bit of visibility on there. And what we're going to do is we're going to send some infantry towards his base and try and get some damage done there. You can see our light tank is produced. And what I'm going to do that is I'm going to send that right to the corner of the map and just get a bit more visibility. But as that's happening, we can see some infantry going up the side there. And because I spotted them, I'll be able to use this light tank just to sort of get the squash on quite a few of them. I think what he'll be doing is he will be going for the ore refinery, but he doesn't have enough infantry there really to cause any problems, and now he pulls out a flame tower. Now that actually works in my favour. Because he's built a flame tower, that means he's not building like another war factory, so he's going to be delayed on his second war factory, which is going to give me a big advantage on the map. So if you're forced your opponent to build defensive structures, and we could also see that he's also got a Tesla coil there. So what he's doing is he's going for the base defense game. What he's counting on is me going for a dive on his base, which I'm not going to do. I'm also going to switch to medium tanks because they have more HP than light tanks and do a bit better in tank battles. But right now what I need to do is I just need to play this game safe. I don't want to go for any reckless base dives. I want to keep on expanding my economy, and another Tesla comes out. So while he's building Tesla, what I'm doing is I'm building more ore refineries. So I'm strengthening my economy, and I'm also building my tank army at the same time. So this is going to put me in a really good position later on in the game. So I'm just going to use this time to scale up my army, scale up my economy, and now those heavy tanks are coming out. We'll have to see where they decide to go. Are they going to go for the base dive on my base? The thing is now I've got like multiple ore refineries, which is going to put me in very good stead. But now we can see those blue cyan tanks, they're trying to run through me, and it looks like he's going for the base dive. What I'll do is I'll build a large power plant in case he does go for a power plant, because he may be able to get my construction yard down. It does look like he's going for the ore refinery, funnily enough, and that's he was going for that, but that's a really bad option when I've got 3, and he's realised he can't win that. So that was just a scaling opportunity. I think on that map I just have a 50-50 chance of winning. It depends if I choose a side that is doing the base crawl or not. If not, I'll win. If I do go on the same side he base crawls, then I'll lose. Now this next match was against Samueta, so he's the highest ranked player that I've played in this quick match series, and he's ranked usually in the teens. Although last season I think he finished 12th. So he is a very, very high standard player, and he likes to play Soviets. And this map is a little bit different from the others. It's a bit larger, and it sometimes lends itself to tank battles more. But you do sometimes see some infantry rushes, but he tends to play later in the game. And what I'm doing now is I'm just sending some infantry out, and also guarding all the entrances to my base, just to make sure he doesn't get any scouting information. And I'm going to try and do a lot of scouting myself, just to see if I'm going to get attacked by infantry early on. I'm just going to pull those infantry back a little bit, and just get my infantry position correctly. You can see there's some infantry from Samueta being lined out there. I think he's blocking my scouts as well, so I can't get any visibility on his base, which is what everyone tries to do, of course. So it's just getting that balance right of sending scouts out to get more map visibility, and also you can see a little sneaky infantry getting through there, but we were able to take that out, and also having enough infantry just guarding your base, just in case enemy scouts do try to get through. And I'm going to produce a couple of ore trucks. I am in probably the less favourable position here. In the top right, the orientation of your first ore refineries are a little bit more preferable, but it does seem though that I am able to get some map visibility. I'm just having a look up here. The main thing I wanted to do is get visibility of the middle, because that's where infantry sometimes go through. Sometimes what will happen is they'll send infantry right through the middle and they'll go to the back of the base. And now I'm getting my second ore refinery out. What I tend to do on this map is go ore refinery, war factory, ore refinery, and build 2 ore trucks, and that just means I have a really good economy. It does, however, make you a bit susceptible to a rush though. But playing a Soviet play, you wouldn't really expect that, which hasn't happened. What you do expect could happen though is you could expect some infantry early on, which is why I was very eager to get straight out there and do a little bit of scouting. And I'm going to go around with this light tank and just get a bit more map visibility and maybe squash some infantry as well, although my infantry have done a decent job so far. I'm also going to start building, I'm going to build some light tanks initially, but just to get some tanks out there, but then I'm going to go to medium tanks. And now we've got our second war factory out, and that's really important for our faster building speed. And you can see me building in the direction of that next ore patch, which I'm going to try and get my next ore refinery on. And I'm going to switch completely to medium tank production now. I'm also going to produce a ore truck so it can go to that second ore patch and just build my economy up a little bit more. So far we haven't seen any tanks out from Samueta. There's a little bit of movement of infantry there, so I do have to watch that and just be a little bit careful. And you can see me darting around a lot of the map, and that's just because I'm trying to see what's going on. I want to know if he's sending any tanks anywhere, because if he gets a sneak attack, then that is game over. He is a very good player, and I need to respect that. Getting another ore refinery there, and that means my extra ore truck I built can go on to that ore refinery, and it means I'm going to have a very good building space. Well, I'm going to be fine in terms of ore, and I'm going to be able to keep on building medium tanks out of that second war factory. What I am going to want to do though is I am going to want to go for that third war factory eventually. So hopefully I'm just getting this light tank around a little bit now. I'm also going to have a bit of a look at the back of his base if that's possible, so squashing a little bit of an infantry there. Having a look inside his base, we can see he's got an ore truck mine in there, which is what we'd expect from him, because they do sort of a similar thing on their side of the map. They send build ore refineries on that ore patch, but now we can see the heavy tanks there from Samueta, and I'm going to need to send my army forward now, and with my medium tanks and my light tanks. But I don't want to engage straight away. I want to pull back now, because if I just take those 2 light tanks in straight away, they are going to get killed off without doing much damage at all. I need to group my tanks together and then go in for the battle. And I'm also building my third war factory, which is going to give me an increased building speed. So I'm just waiting a little bit just so I can get that down. I'm hoping before I go into, I'm going to have to go into battle now, but I'm going to get that war factory hopefully down soon. And now we're going in for this kill, and we're going for it's going to be against heavy tanks. These heavy tanks are a bit more bulky, and they're a bit stronger. I'm just getting that third war factory out now, and that's going to help me in terms of tank production. And you can see him a bit stationary there, and we managed to get some good tank kills there. But what I'm doing is I'm having a look around the map, and I see some infantry. So what happened there is I saw he was stationary, and what that meant is he was focusing on things on other parts of the map, such as the infantry, and that's why I had a little look at what was going on there. And now that I've seen it, so those infantry are coming in, I've been able to build that pillbox and do a little bit of damage there. I'm also going to build another pillbox there just so he can't really get in, and now I'm going to resume building that ore refinery. And now those heavy tanks coming in, and they're in quite good numbers. I'm just going to have to try and micro as much as I can. I'm using Q move my tanks around as much as possible, and just try and do as much damage as I can, because I did get a good kill on 3 of the tanks when he was stationary. But yeah, because he was sending those infantry in, it has delayed my building timing of ore refineries a little bit, so I might be a bit behind in that department. And now we're trying to get the upper hand. You can see them going through. I'm just having a little bit of a check on the back of my base to see he's not sneaking any tanks in there. And now we continue this fight, and we're trying to push him back as much as possible and just keep on moving and keep the upper hand. Because we do seem to have a few more tanks, although his tanks are stronger, so we're about even at the moment. Just moving around as much as possible, continuing on, trying to target down those low HP tanks. But now the tank numbers seem to be starting to be evening up a little bit, and that's going to put him in a better position. And it's not looking too good for me at the moment. It looks like I'm going to be pushed back a bit. I'm going to have to pull back because I just don't have enough tanks there. You can see his tank numbers have now built up, and I'm going to have to pull back a little bit and try and build my tank numbers up. But from the looks of it, this is going to be a good game. Yeah, we can just see he's got more tanks there, definitely. And you can see him sending some of his ore trucks to the middle to collect some gems. So I'm going to do the same with my ore trucks, just to collect some of those gems from the middle, because sometimes it becomes beneficial. And yeah, I'm just having a look at this, and I don't think I can win this. I'll just fight as much as I can, and hopefully be able to, hopefully my economy will get on track. I'll be able to produce some tanks, but yeah, he's got the better numbers here. I'm just losing ground, and yeah, when heavy tanks have got the better numbers, there's just no way you're going to be able to pull it back. And yeah, he's going to bulldoze my base, and that's just well played by him. And I'm just going to, yeah, you can see it's over. He's destroying some more trucks now. So that's going to hamper my economy, and he's just going to be in a way better position. So yeah, he's played well there. No point in fighting down to the last building. I'm just going to sell up now, and that is that. Although you'd expect him to win against me because he is a much higher rank. I am happy with the way that went though, because I did give him a good game. It wasn't like I just got totally wiped out there. When I looked at the replay though, the key thing was he just played better than me. He had more ore refineries out. He managed to get into a 4th war factory, so he had a faster building speed, and he managed to collect more resources. And that's why his tank numbers were able to build up to those large numbers we saw in that game compared to myself. And that sneaky infantry attack also helped him because it forced me to make pillboxes, and that meant I wasn't building ore refineries. When you're playing these competitive games against high-level players, if you force them to make base defences, it actually really does hamper them because they're either not building more war factories or they're not building more ore refineries, and it does make a massive difference. Now, if you're playing like rank 500, for example, then you're probably not going to notice that. But the higher level the game, the more it's going to have an effect. Obviously, if you're on the small maps, then base defences is like a good thing to build, like keep off the grass. But I'm talking about those maps, like the bigger maps where you have tank battles. And now we're getting on the gems there. And I'm just going to use this match actually to talk about what my plans are. So my plans this season are to play a bit more quick match, probably get a bit better, because it is like a long time since I played seriously. As I said at the start of the video, I hardly played at all last season in quick match especially, and I did take that break. I do feel I'm back to the standard I was before the break anyway, and I'm going to use this season just to practice a little bit, because the season ends at the end of August, so it'll give me a bit of a chance to practice it, and then probably see what I can do in the next season, which ends in November, where I'll hopefully have a good season and take it a bit more seriously. I will be still playing a lot of custom games because I do a lot of videos on them, so I will still be doing those as normal. But I might be seeing a few of you who play quick match a little bit more, hopefully, and we may have some good games. What you won't do though is see me over the next week. I am going on holiday to Prague today, and I did record this yesterday, so that would have been Saturday. And it's due to launch 12, and if you're watching it between UK time 12:30 and 3:30, I'll be on the plane, and if you're seeing it later, then I will actually be in Prague, so of course I won't be playing any Red Alert over the next week. I will have my videos still being uploaded because I've been doing a lot of work over the last week to make sure I've got my videos ready. They're all uploaded and are scheduled to go live at the normal times. So as far as the channel's concerned, it will be business as normal, and you'll be able to see videos as you normally would at the normal times, and it'll be like nothing's changed. But I won't be playing obviously on the game, so you won't be seeing me any lobbies or anything like that. I will be back though next Sunday, and I'll have another week off work, so I will get a chance to play a bit then. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video.